Humanity is the miracle that happened in cell number 7, and I wish there were more and more such miracles. The action takes place in Turkey in 1983, in a small town with adjoining countryside. The main character, Mamo, suffers from a mental disorder. Outwardly, he looks like an ordinary adult man, but in fact he has the intelligence of a 7-year-old child. He is kind and sympathetic. The actor amazingly got into the role. Somewhere looked quite childishly naive. Somewhere slipped sparks of awareness and understanding. But most of the childishness and complete trust in people. He lives in the countryside with his grandmother and his little daughter Ova, who is about 7 years old and goes to school. Ova is a perfectly normal child, intelligent and sensible. She realizes that there is something wrong with Daddy, but she loves him for who he is. They have fun together. The girl conquered with her openness and effulgence. She got into the role well. Her facial expressions were natural, without any pretense, and sincere. There are a lot of military men in the city, and in fact, they are the ones who rule and decide the fate. They organize picnics for their families where they are served and guarded by soldiers. And at this picnic, tragedy strikes. The daughter of a high-ranking army colonel lures Mamo onto a cliff, and suddenly her foot slips and she falls between the rocks into the sea. Mamo rushes after her without hesitation and pulls her out, but alas, she crashes on the rocks. Nobody would even listen to him. Mamo was accused of killing the girl. He was beaten until he was conscious and signed a confession in his hand. Then they found him sane and sentenced him to death by hanging. And that's how Mamo ended up in the local prison in cell number 7. And the main plot unfolds in that very cell number 7. Other characters that appear in the narrative are the prison director. He is a representative of non-military power, a responsible, fair, and as it turned out, human. And also, since the city is militarized, there is his assistant partner, a military representative, who is responsible for order, discipline. The man is tough and straightforward. At first you feel disgusted by this man, but in the course of viewing this image begins to reveal itself from the other side. Hatred is replaced by gratitude and respect. Prison life opens up before us, but it is not the same as we are used to see. Each cell here is like a small community. There is something like a kitchen. There are those who cook, wash, cover, and serve. There are those who take out the food, those who entertain with songs and stories, those who talk about religion and morality. Everyone sits down to eat at one big table, talking, discussing their lives, laughing or crying. Throughout the movie, the cellmates' attitudes toward the deranged Mamo change dramatically, from hating, despising, and wanting to kill him, to understanding, sympathizing, and wanting to help him. They even help Ova get into the cell to see his dad before his execution. This is where the miracle of cell number 7 comes into play. In addition to humanity, the movie raises another problem. The problem of those in power who think that they know best, that they are the rulers of destinies and that no laws and truth are needed. The girl's father wanted revenge. He needed this showy execution. He is a military man and only he decides who lives and who dies. Mamo and his little girl changed everyone in that cell. Everyone in the cell learned a lesson. Everyone showed humanity by standing up for the little girl and her father.